And now it's the Saturday Morning Jukebox Legends Spotlight.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. I never understood a single word he said, but I helped him drink his wine. And he always had some mighty fine wine, singing joy to the world. All the boys and girls now.
John Russell and Rick Hickman. And it is certainly our privilege to recognize the outstanding contributions of Three Dog Night. It's a band who registered 21 top 40 hits from 1969 to 1975, and 3 of those outstanding hits went all the way to number 1. On top of that, they helped to introduce us as audiences to the work of a lot of great songwriters, folks like Paul Williams, Hoyt Axton, Harry Nilsson, Randy Newman, Leo Sayer, and many others. And it is certainly our honor to welcome a gentleman who was a co-founder and lead singer for Three Dog Night, Mr. Chuck Negron.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Fantastic, Chuck. And you're touring with a cast of wildly successful groups and solo artists as part of the Happy Together tour, which will be coming to the Little River Casino in August. Give us an idea of what it's like to travel with these guys who are still at the top of their game today.
You know what? It's a ball. These guys are funny men, and everyone is sharing stories and just hysterical moments and poignant moments in their careers. So it's very enlightening, and for me, I get to see how many roots and how long these guys have been doing this. It's like very fascinating for me.
Well, let's take you back, Chuck, to the early days. You were from New York, and you had the doo-wop group going. You were one of those street corner doo-wop guys starting out, right?
Yes, I was. And then we got a little airplay with a record, and we worked a lot of clubs and college dances and stuff. So it was fun.
Talk to us also, a thing that I'm fascinated about is the Brill Building. A lot of the younger audience probably don't really realize what that was, but I kind of compare it to kind of a factory for songwriters, I guess. Talk to us about, some of the talent there and what that was like. I know you were connected with that in New York as well.
Oh, it was amazing. As a younger man listening to the radio, and then especially when the Rondells went out and started playing gigs and working with other bands that were on the radio, we realized that the difference between us and them was they had great songs. So we found out that the writers were coming from the Brill Building: Barry Mann, Cynthia Wilde, Goffin and King, Lieber and Stoller, Backrack and David. It's like this unbelievable talent. We went in there trying to find someone to write us a song. Unfortunately, they were writing for songs for, people with little high profiles. And also Neil Sedaka, he was one of the writers there. And, so it was a very exciting time learning the business and going to this Brill Building and, all these writers, just one writer after another. And it was the heart and soul of the business to me, the writers.
Ooh, she may be weary. Young girls, they do get weary, wearing that same old funky dress. But ooh, why she gets weary, weary. Won't you try some tenderness? You know she's there waiting and anticipating for the things she'll never have. Oh, no. Ooh, why she gets weary. Won't you try? Tried some tenderness. And I know it. Sentimental, don't know why. She had a grieving
We'll be back with more of the Legend Spotlight right here.
Passion love song playing on the radio, and wrapped around the music is the sound of someone promising they'll never go. You swear you've heard it before as it slowly rambles on. No need in bringing them back, 'cause they're never really gone. Just an old-fashioned love song.
It's the Saturday morning Jukebox Legend Spotlight.
This is Rick Hickman inviting you back into the Legend Spotlight as we continue our conversation with Chuck Negron of Three Dog Night. And here again is John Russell.
You also had not only singing on your agenda as a young man, but also a fairly gifted basketball player. So you had some options growing up, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And actually, I was an all-city basketball player in my senior year, and all-divisional, all-league. I mean, I did very well. So I got several different college scholarships. I picked the smallest school and went to California because my father was there. But yeah, the year I left that school, went to Cal State. Bill Sharman was the coach, drafted me there, and I got signed with Columbia Records. So Columbia Records said, "Listen, you can either go to college, or you can become here and be an artist." And that was early. That was in 1964. So when I went in there, I was with a handful of new artists. Gary Bucket being one of them.
Wow.
Yeah, Gary, I think, was signed in 65, groups that were, a little different, long-haired groups. And also Mark Lindsay. Mark Lindsay was signed in 65, with his band. So, it's amazing. We're all there on the same label, recording in the same studios, but we never met.
How can people be so heartless? How can people be so cruel? Easy to be hard, easy to be cold. How can people have no feeling? How can they ignore their friends? Easy to be proud, easy to say no. Especially people who care about strangers, who care about evil, social injustice. Do you only care about the bleeding crowd? How about a needed friend? I need a friend. How can people be so heartless? I'm hung up on you, easy to be proud, easy to say no. Especially people who care about strangers, who care about evil, social injustice. Do you only care about the bleeding crowd? How about a needed friend? We all need a friend. How can people be so heartless? How can people be so cruel? Easy to be proud, easy to say no, easy to be cold, easy to say no. Come on, easy to give in, easy to say no, easy to be cold.
So much more story of Three Dog Night to tell, and so much more great music to hear. Hopefully you're hearing some Three Dog Night hits that maybe you'd forgotten about a little bit. That's kind of what we do here during the Legend Spotlight on
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Two can be as bad
John Russell and Rick Hickman back with you again. I'd certainly like to go back to some of the early years of the band. In 1967, of course, you helped to form Three Dog Night. Things begin to kick off as a career. And tell us about those early days and what life was like when you start to realize successful things are happening.
For Three Dog Night, it was, before we even had the name, Brian Wilson wanted to record as producers. So we went to Brian's house, and this is 66. We're in Brian's house, and he's writing songs for Starland, being one of them. And we're recording with the L.A. Philharmonic, and we're going to happen. And because of just family issues and their need for him to give them more attention, we had to move on. So, but in 67, when we started putting a band together for the first time, and we were able to rehearse every day, we realized we had something, because our voices were getting stronger. The band influence was just paramount in the development of Three Dog Night.
We're talking with Chuck Negron. And Chuck, how did you meet Danny and Cory? Was this something that you were kind of thrown together as from somebody else, or how did it all?
No, I went to a party for Donovan Leach, who was just inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I went to a party with a girl for Donovan, and she knew Danny, introduced me to Danny. Danny and I hit it off, and a few nights later went out to a club, and the band knew me and asked me to come up and sing. When I sang, Danny said, "Oh my God, your voice is beautiful." So I said, "Thank you." So he got a hold of Cory Wells, and they both came to me. Cory was a friend of his. They both came to me, and they said, "Let's sing and see if we can develop something." And we did. And the second we sang together, we knew we had something.
Slipping away, sitting on a pillow, waiting for night to fall. Girl in a dream, sitting on a pillow. This is the night to go to the celebrity ball. Satin lace, isn't it a pity? Didn't find time to call. Ready or not, gonna make it to the city. Oh, this is the night to go to the celebrity ball. Dress up tonight. Dance to the music. Celebrate, celebrate. 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 Dance to the music.
Incredible string of hits by Three Dog Night, and there's so much more great music to celebrate.
Save a broken heart.
the Saturday Morning Jukebox Legends Spotlight.
Welcome back to the Legend Spotlight as we research the life and times of Three Dog Night with Chuck Negron. And once again, here's John Russell.
18 straight top 20 hits, 8 top 10 albums, and I think like 4 number ones. You guys just had a tremendous run in the 1960s. And you were more than just, a group that of singing. I mean, you were kind of your own little compact A&R group, too. I mean, you guys made the arrangements. I mean, you guys were much more than just, 3 guys that stood out there and sang the tunes, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. We all were seasoned, pros, as far as the studio. We'd all done our time working for other labels, being told what to do. And so when we had the opportunity, I knew the difference between everything we could do and everything we would do would be the songs. So I went back to the publishers. I asked any new writers. Chuck K., a publisher, said, "Hey, I got this new guy, listen to this." And he played me a couple of Harry Nilsson songs. I picked one. Then I heard some stuff from Paul Williams. I picked a couple of his. And Cory liked Randy Newman, so he brought in a Randy Newman song. I liked Tim Hardin, so I brought in a Tim Hardin song. So, that's how it started. The first album had enough hits on it for us, to go on to the next one, and then, discovered more artists. On the second album, we discovered Elton John, years before, and he had a hit record. I sang the first Elton John song ever recorded by anybody.
Ain't no two ways about it. I just can't live without you. Let's get together. I can't wait forever. Here I am. Take my hand. I'm your man. Ain't no two ways about it. I just got to shout. Let's get together. I can't wait forever. Here I am. Take my hand. I'm your man. Baby, let me be your one-man band. Your one-man band. Baby, let me be your one-man band. Your one-man band. I just wanna be 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 one-man band. I just wanna be.
Classic Hits 98.3, and you're probably thinking that must be all the hits ever by Three Dog Night, and no, we've not even scratched the surface.
Well, I've never been to England, but I kinda like the Beatles. Well, I headed for Las Vegas, only made it out to Needles. Can you feel it? Must be real, feels so good. Oh, feels so good. Well, I've never been to heaven, but I've been to Oklahoma.
It's the Saturday Morning Jukebox Legends Spotlight.
With Chuck Negron, one of the co-founders and lead singers of Three Dog Night. and Rick Hickman with you with John Russell. And of course, there is such a thing as living a lucrative rock and roll lifestyle. Unfortunately, that very same lifestyle can often take a severe toll on an individual. Now, you've written a couple of books on the subject, the best-selling Three Dog Nightmare, and a follow-up called Three Dog Nightmare, The Continuing Chuck Negron Story, which tells about your personal life and death struggle with the rock and roll lifestyle.
Yeah, well, what I wanted to do, which I thought was important, I was seeing, more and more artists, young people dying, young people going in and out of rehab, and I felt that I could write a book and be brutally honest about what happens when you start fooling around with drugs or drinking, and so I did. And it's brutally honest. It has helped a lot of people. I mean, people have come to me thanking me. And so at any rate, I couldn't write that book now. It would be too painful.
Right.
But when I did, it just poured out of me. And, the drug and alcohol lifestyle, ended our band. I mean, it ended our band. It was the most prolific rock band since the Beatles at that time, with one hit after another, and drugs and alcohol brought us down. And I wrote the book, but so I talk about me. But trust me, there were two guys in the band were fired before I ever got in trouble for drugs. And when we did our last show at the Greek Theater, out of the 7, there were 3 of us left.
Wow.
There were 3 of us left. The rest, had fallen by the wayside of drug and alcohol. So that's a pretty powerful statement.
Exactly that. How did you pull yourself? And I know it's in the book, but how'd you get a grip on everything and just straighten your life out, Chuck?
Well, you know what, I was told about this place, Cry Help, which is in North Hollywood. And so I went in there and I found out that my commitment had to be at least 8 months. So I stayed there almost a year, and they saved my life. It gave me enough time to heal and be away from drugs and alcohol, and following their direction and the program they had in place there. I got my life back. And slowly, with confidence, but with patience, I was able to start working in the music business again.
And your voice, I mean, has never been better. In some ways, I guess you say that it's stronger than it was when you were a young guy and really kind of abusing your body, I guess, right?
Yeah, it is, because I'm healthier. I mean,
Right.
it's not stronger than when I was young and,
Right.
and healthy. But it is stronger.
Whenever I need to leave it all behind, or feel the need to get away, I find a quiet place, far from the human race, out in the country. Before the breathing air is gone, before the sun is just the right spot in the nighttime, out where the rivers like to
are so grateful that you decide to share a portion of your day with us right here.
Wash away my troubles, wash away my pain, with the rain and Shambhala. Wash away my sorrow, wash away my shame, with the rain and Shambhala. Oh, yeah.
It's the Saturday Morning Jukebox Legends Spotlight.
Rick and John back with you, enjoying all the great music of Three Dog Night.
The era that you played in, I mean, we play that music here, all of your music and all your Confederates there at that time. Was there any feeling of talk to us about the music business? It just seemed like there was kind of a bonding among the groups themselves. I know you started out on the East Coast, but you went to the West Coast and the whole canyon scene and stuff like that. I mean, there was a true camaraderie among artists back then, wasn't there?
Oh, yes. Matter of fact, that canyon scene, I lived there. Mm-hmm. The only reason I wasn't in the documentary they did is because Danny was in it. And, unfortunately, Danny and I don't see eye to eye. So the producers felt, let's not do. But I lived in the canyon for 25 years. So, yeah, I know all those guys. And yeah, we did. We sat around and jammed together. We were very supportive of one another, and many of us made it. It's amazing how many of us made it that were in the canyon.
Yeah, exactly. And you also, was there any feeling of how great that music? Well, I call it the true golden era of music. I mean, the pop music scene from the 50s to the 60s to the 1970s. I mean, as you guys are living it and stuff like that, I mean, was there a feeling of how special that was, or is it just something that you kind of realize it yourself as you get a little bit older and you get out and do these tours with these other guys?
I think when we were doing it, we knew it was special, but I didn't know how special it was and how long it would be a part of the music landscape. I mean, I hear that music today, on the radio, and I go, it's as good or better than anything that's being played.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And there was a friendly competition. I think we heard Jimmy Webb say, you listened to the Beatles and all of a sudden you wanted to do something, not that you were going to top the Beatles, but you wanted to put something out there that was going to do that. Is that what you guys found yourself doing as well?
Well, you know what? We kind of had the competition within ourselves, within the band. This is my view. I really didn't look at the Beatles or the Stones or Sly Stone or any of the groups, Creedence, I didn't really, because I knew what we were doing was just totally different. It was totally different and actually more eclectic than any of those bands. We had a lot of roads we could go down. Mm-hmm. So the thing that pushed me was trying to keep up with Cory Wells, was trying to understand and relate to the unique arrangements the band was playing. I come up with ideas, and the next thing they turn it into a gem. Mm-hmm. And so it was more, the competition for me was more within the band. That's what drove me to keep on top of what was happening in my own band.
And I know, things have been estranged between you and Danny and Cory. Can you ever say never? I mean, is there ever a chance somewhere down the line that maybe you guys will get back together and do some stuff?
I never say never, but Danny has told me and many people he's just not going to do it. He just doesn't feel it's financially a viable situation where he's splitting the money two ways. Why split it three ways? He doesn't realize or even respect the fact that Three Dog Night is an important name and that the original band would make more money. So the ball's in his court. It's been in his court for years, for decades.
I will never leave. You want me to stay. Nothing you can do that can turn me away. Hanging on anyway, believing the things you say, being a fool. You've taken my life, so take my soul. That's what you said, and I believe it all. I wanna be with you as long as you want.
Well, we're certainly not lying. We've got one more segment to go as we really enjoy our chat with Chuck Negron of
Want some whiskey in your water, sugar in your tea? What's all this crazy question they're asking me? This is the craziest party that could ever be. Don't turn on the lights, cause I don't want to see. Mama told me not to come. Mama told me not to come. That ain't the way that I found out.
It's the Saturday Morning Jukebox Legends Spotlight.
Rick Hickman back with you in our final segment of the Legend Spotlight with Chuck Negron of Three Dog Night. Here again is John Russell.
You mentioned the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and one of the true shames is that you guys certainly deserve to be in it, and you're not. It is such a perplexing selection process of some of the groups that are in there, and some of the groups that are not in there, or the individuals that are not in there. Does that bug the hell out of you that you're not in there, or don't you care anymore?
What it does is it discredits what the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is.
Oh.
I mean, when you look at some of the people that are in there, and God bless them,
Right.
And some of the people that aren't, it's the only Hall of Fame that has nothing to do with facts and statistics. The only one that has nothing to do with achievements and honors. All it has to do is who they want to put in. And it's so arbitrary that it's bogus. It's just bogus. At this point, I really don't care because they have no credibility with me because their selection process is just crap.
Right.
We couldn't agree more. And another thing we certainly agree on is the Happy Together Tour. Just amazing set of performers and performances coming to the Little River Casino. And, of course, that's Gary Puckett, Gary Lewis, Mark Lindsay, Flo and Eddie, all the great folks we've had a chance to talk with. I know they're all great friends of yours. And, of course, folks who attend will get to hear all of the greatest hits from Three Dog Night and Chuck Negron.
Thank you so much.
Take care, man.
Bye-bye, Chuck.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This tired city was somebody's dream. On Billboard horizon, as black as it seemed. A four-level highway across the land. We're building a home for the family of man. Prices are rising, the devil's to pay. Moving the mountains that got in the way. Prayer books and meetings to find a plan. Deciding the fate of the family of man. Memories replacing the love that we love. Burning our bridges as soon as they're crossed. Factories built where the rivers ran. Time's running out for the family of men.
if there are any tickets to be had for the Little River Casino performance of the Happy Together Tour with that fantastic lineup of incredible artists, simply visit lrcr.com and we'll hope to see you at the tables after a great show. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back again with more of the Legend Spotlight